on the 19th of March, CFA Institute announced that they were postponing the June 2020 exams. Okay, so of course a lot of students have been writing to me or messaging me, even those non-students. Okay, just the general audience. So of course they were asking on a lot of questions, and some were asking what's the plan now, okay, or how they should structure their schedules. So I just prepared a short presentation just to go through those points. Right, so there are some questions that have already been addressed by the CFA Institute itself, so I'll just go through them. So of course the new exam dates will be announced no later than 8th of May 2020. So we still have more than a month to go before CFA officially announces the new exam dates. And next is, of course, the earliest possible date for exams will be in December 2020. Students or candidates will be given the option to defer the exams to somewhere in 2021. I believe it should be in June 2021 itself. Okay, but as to whether that will be based on the new syllabus or not, CFA Institute is still figuring it out. Okay, but for the December 2020 exams, definitely they will still be using the same syllabus. Okay, so for June 2021, we'll have to wait for CFA Institute to officially confirm. But my guess is that they probably won't change the syllabus for June 2021, okay, because of how late the current exam will be. So I guess it will be more convenient, okay, or is in a way logistically easier as well to use the same syllabus for December and for June next year. Right, of course some students have been asking if a refund is possible. The answer is no, because they are not cancelling the exam, they're just deferring, okay, the exam date to another future date. So of course for those who wants to refund, there's no chance of that happening. Now of course some did register very late in June, so they paid quite a hefty sum. So of course you will not be able to get a refund of the difference between the early registration fee and the late registration fee. Okay, so pretty much it's a sad case, okay, but just move on from there. Okay, now of course some were asking if the December 2020 exam slot will be open for new registration. Answer is no. Okay, if you didn't sign up for the June 2020 exams, okay, you will not be able to register for the level 2 and level 3 exams in December 2020. So that is confirmed. Okay, now of course there are a few more questions like will the exams in December be more difficult? Answer is no, it won't, because the exam scripts have been prepared. It's just that the exams were postponed. Okay, so they are not going to rewrite the exams, so that's for sure. Okay, and some were asking if the minimum passing score will be set higher, which will probably result in a lower pass rate. Now that will only be possible assuming that every candidate starts studying from now until exam date. Okay, but practically I don't think everyone will be putting 100% effort until the exam date. Some have started to slack. Okay, they've started to take it easier, maybe take a few weeks break. Okay, so with the COVID-19 happening, a lot of people are probably focusing on work, okay, or some are just trying to make sure that they can keep the job. Okay, so unlikely that everyone will push up to exam date. Okay, maybe near to October or November, the candidates will start to focus more or try to relook back into their studies. Okay, so on the average, I don't think the MPS will be set higher come December exam. Now, okay, now some were asking me if they pass level 1 or 2 in the December 2020 exam session, will they have enough time to go for level 2 and 3 in June 2021? I would say yes, there is still enough time to do so, but what I recommend is right after you take the exam, okay, let's say for example you are a level 2 candidate going for December exam, and let's say right after the level 2 exam, okay, let's say it happens on the first Saturday or first week of December, so right after the exam maybe take a few days break and then try to start studying for level 3. Okay, so don't wait until your result comes out, which will be probably end of January. Then it will be a bit tight. Okay, so I recommend that you start early. If you really plan to go for the next level in June, there is definitely enough time. But of course, if you are working, you have a heavy workload, you have to factor that in as well. Okay, but I always believe there is time as long as you manage it, okay, efficiently and effectively. Now, of course, how should your study plan be now? Of course, you can afford to space out your studies now. You don't have to cram everything in, because until December, there's probably another good 8 months there, more than 8 months in fact. Okay, so try to relook back into those topic areas which you previously had problems. For example, let's say in level 2, you probably face problems with financial reporting and analysis. So try to relook back into it. Try to go through the official textbook, the curriculum, for that topic where you have problems. Okay, I think by now most of the candidates would have studied most of the syllabus, so you can probably try to do some practice questions, either the online quiz questions or from the end of chapter, and then from there you can assess if you can understand the syllabus, if you're able to apply the knowledge. If you encounter problems with a certain section, I would always recommend you to refer back to the textbook, the official textbook. For those of you who are using third-party providers, you will have summarized notes. It may or may not be enough depending on how well you comprehend the content of the notes. Okay, some will be able to better comprehend the content, but some may not be able to do so because they're probably not from the finance, that they don't have a finance major, or they're not from the industry. So you may need to do extra study through your official textbook. Okay, so of course on my YouTube channel I do post a lot of videos as well for level 2 and 3. You can check it out from time to time. Okay, then now some are also asking what can they do in the meantime to improve their skill sets. I do recommend 2 things. Okay, one is on financial modeling, of course using Excel. Whether it's a DCF or whether it's doing a M&A model or a leverage buyout model, okay, you can certainly look to build up your skill sets there. And if some, I would recommend to go for coding as well, especially things like Python or R or SQL. Okay, so in terms of financial modeling, I would recommend CFI's Corporate Finance Institute's FMVA program. Okay, the Financial Modeling and Valuation Analyst program. And for coding wise, I recommend Data Camp. Okay, you can check out the links in my description. I have affiliate links to both of this. Currently for Data Camp, they are currently going on a 75% sale discount on their program. It's an annual subscription. For 75% is about USD $99 per year, which I think is quite value for money. I've been using their Data Camp for learning R. I'm actually also looking into Python now. Okay, for financial modeling, I've done the FMVA program as well. It's really good for those who require foundation in financial modeling, especially if you are new. You should pick up financial modeling. Okay, it's very critical if you are going into private equity or investment banking or even corporate finance. Okay, so it's important that during this period, okay, of course, studying for the exam is one thing, but also you have to continue to improve your skill sets, okay, so that you stay relevant. And now, given the current economic situation in most parts of the world, with the lockdowns or in terms of restricted movements in a lot of countries, we have the competition for jobs will be even tighter. So you will have to be able to adapt to it, and you should be able to move at a faster pace than your peers. Right, so if you have any other questions, anything you want to ask about the CFA exams or about financial modeling or in terms of coding, okay, feel free to leave your comments down below, so I'll get back to you on that.